Tell me where, if you're out of state and one of our bureau chiefs, whether you have checked in with me before or not. I like to know where people are. Rob listens to the show in New Orleans. Fat Joe is up in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Christian is our bureau chief in Killeen, Texas. Zach is in Troutman, North Carolina. And we have a handful of bureau chiefs down in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. We got Rob, we got Kylie, who I think there's doing some graduate work down there. Somebody sent me a story about this dude down there in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, who made a promise to his grandmother that he would lose weight. I don't know if she's still alive, but he was 649 pounds. If you get a chance to peep this, brother, you should. Nicholas Kraft is the guy's name. And he was almost 700 pounds. And he lost 400 of them in 3 years.
Good job.
Him.
Is that rapid weight loss?
Over 100 pounds a year? 130 pounds a year?
That's a lot, right?
Wait. He lost how much?
He lost 400 pounds in about 3 years. So over 100 pounds a year.
That's
like
crazy.
Buck 30 a year, buck 33 a year. So, yeah, that is a lot, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a lot, but I mean, in the course of 3 years, I don't know how long it would take to. And you figure they always say, like, what, the first 50 melts off you? I mean, once you stop doing what you were doing before. But I don't know if he mentions that the grandmother is still alive. Because if the grandma dies, this is a race against time. She's like, baby, you got to get down to, this is Mississippi, right? You got to get down to like a working weight. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. Don't worry about it. I'll do it. But if she dies before you get to your goal weight, there's simply no way to know what 649 minus 400 is, but that's about where he is now.
The doctors told me if I don't do something about my weight issue, I was going to end up dying between 3 to 5 years. So I made a change. It scared me. I had to do something about it. I had suicidal thoughts before, too. I talked to my grandmother. She's the one that really pushed me at the beginning, too.
Yeah. Because when you're down there in Mississippi, you're eating good. You eat mud pies. Those of you familiar with the cuisine down there, of course, our bureau chiefs know this. You're eating fried chicken. You're eating biscuits and gravy. Now, this is eating good to a lot of other people. Not for me. Of course, my father's family is from down there. So I grew up eating a lot of that stuff. Some things I like, some things I did not like. I like catfish a lot. Cornbread, beautiful. Greens, awesome. Okra, yes. Biscuits and gravy, not my thing.
Mm-mm.
When we went to brunch yesterday, there were 8 of us, and I did not get what I had planned on getting. A lot of times we'll go somewhere, and I'll check the menu before we go. I think a lot of people do this.
Yes.
So that you don't have, you want to get it out of the way. You want to know you can have a conversation, and you're not, so when they come to you, it was a QR code menu, so I bring it up or whatever. And it's brunch, so it's a limited menu. But I was just looking for, like, a couple of eggs, give me some bacon, whatever. Usually for brunch, I'll go more savory. Yesterday, I went sweet because I didn't want biscuits and gravy, and the other things weren't hitting me, so I went for the French toast.
Ooh, how was it?
Yeah, I had about a quarter of it. It was fine.
Of course you did.
I mean,
toast.
No, because it was covered in, like, butter and apples and syrup. No, I get it, but it wasn't on, like, you normally, when I think of French toast, I think of, like, you make it with Texas toast, maybe? Do people do that?
Yeah,
brioche,
you can.
depending on...
A brioche,
Yeah.
great example. This was like on a hard rye or something. I don't know. It was like a
That's
hipster
weird.
joint or something. Anyway.
Yeah, that
It didn't taste bad. It didn't taste bad. It tasted good. But I'm like, I'm never going to. So I ate all the apples off top. And I'm like, I'm never going to eat all this, But anyway, I digress. This guy loses 400 pounds in 3 years. And you figure if you were 649 and you get down to 250, you're like, I'm good.
Yeah.
You got to get all that skin cut off you, but you're like, I'm good.
You probably lose another 75 pounds in skin.
Yeah, probably.
If you can afford that procedure, which a lot of
Yeah.
those people can't. That's why they lose a lot of weight. And then you see them on like GoFundMe. They're like, hey, please, this is what I look like under my clothes, right? And it's just a horror show.
Not good.
So, but once you got to give up the comeback sauce and fried dill pickles, it's like, oof. Hey, David.
Yes, sir.
So mazel tov to that guy. What's going on, David?
There's a place called McKamey Manor where rich people from Vegas bet on people basically getting tortured or frozen or stuck in whatever, eat garbage, and that's a real thing instead of that movie. It actually exists. It's on YouTube. It's called McKamey Manor. It's horrifying. They use a lot of ex-military people to do waterboarding, torture type of stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah? This wasn't like an urban legend.
No, this is online, man. It'll freak you out. And they're long episodes, too. And if you look at the
Is this
husband
real,
and the
though?
wife-
Because it's on Netflix.
This is why I called, because you're like, that it could be real. It is real. And
McKamey, but you're talking about one of those like extreme haunted houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you have to sign a waiver. They're not killing people. You have to sign a waiver because they're going to put you in duct tape and throw you in a box.
They're not killing people, but you sign a waiver. I've watched most of them.
Right.
It's crazy. I just wanted to call because you talked about that movie that people bet on, people getting tortured, how you want them to die. But it's not dying, but they're extreme. So,
right. Yeah, this is one of those places where they go, hey, if you get all the way through it, we'll give you $20,000. But, of course, they make it so that everybody bails at some point.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, so you know about it. Okay.
I've heard, I know what you're talking about, yeah. And then they live stream it, so it's like, yeah. Right. Okay, thank you. There's David and Lorraine. He was cutting out a little bit there. But, yeah, that you can bet on if people are going to bail from this extreme haunted house.
Haunter,
I thought he was talking
about
about
the scare, Dark Tourist episode. So there's like a ton of these episodes.
Yeah, there's shows on like Discovery, I think. My wife likes these kinds of shows. We were watching one called Michigan Hell House yesterday. And because she enjoys those kinds of shows, she usually watches them more for the historical aspect of these houses and things, right? We're watching one called Michigan Hell House, which is this family that has this home outside Saginaw, Michigan. And these two guys, these brothers, who are all grown up. They're like late 60s, early 70s at this point. But when they were younger, the woman across the street was a witch. And she put spells on them and all this stuff. And so we're watching the show, and I'm making a concerted effort to keep my mouth shut because it's not going to be fun for Gwen if I'm sitting there the whole time going, Jesus Christ. I mean, she knows, she gets it, and she doesn't need me piling on. But it is one of those shows. And what I can't stop playing over in my head is, it is amazing what some people will believe and not believe. It is amazing what people have convinced themselves are facts, and other things, very rooted in evidence, absolutely not. All made up. These two grown men. Now, it's a television show, so who knows? Everybody could have been, put on a show, but they bring this woman out at the end who's like performing a ritual in this patch of grass that's clearly where the demons were when these guys, this kind of show. They all kind of, and I was like, oh, okay, but I didn't say a word.
Good job.
Because I didn't want to ruin the
Cox Show.
experience for my wife. Oh, he's taking calls with his mic on.
Alan Cox Show, hello.
I'll let him do it.
Yeah. We're going to hear how he actually
See what
talks
he does,
to people.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't have his headphones on right now.
That's okay.
I'm sorry, I was answering.
I know, we heard you. I wanted to see if you were going to, it was my way of finding out if you were actually nice to people.
Google it, bitch.
Well,
Google it, bitch!
Well, I can't hear them if my mic is on, so.
I understand. But your mic was on.
Yep.
So what, you just didn't answer it?
I thought I answered it, but when they weren't saying anything, I hung up. So it was my bad. So if you just call back.
By the way, speaking of losing weight, Poundcake went to where do you work out again?
Oh, Orangetheory Fitness.
He went to an Orangetheory rave. Bill, you're a sucker going to Shrek raves.
Yeah.
This cat over here is going to Orangetheory raves.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah, like a dance party or some shrimp.
It was just like now everyone has transformed into the wonderful butterflies that they are.
Oh, was this the end of your run?
It was the end of the transformation
challenge.
Oh,
The
this
8-week, yeah.
and there had to have been people you looked around, you're going, you didn't transform, bitch. Right? Or was everybody
did such a good job and they made such a great effort.
I tried to get him and he didn't take the
Not
bait.
gonna happen.
Good for you.
Still can't do anything about their faces, though.
And what I didn't realize was, because they're endorsing me, what I didn't realize was they're giving
You're endorsing them, right? They're not endorsing you. I guess it's a little back and forth, isn't it? They can put him up on the wall and go, look at Cody Poundcake Brown. He's infectious everywhere but here at Orangetheory Fitness.
they were giving away $250 checks.
Did you win one?
No, I didn't. There's people there that like put in work.
I mean, I guess they're already paying you. They're not going to give you another
No.
$250.
They lost, but I'm saying I don't think I was like the biggest loser as far as like losing weight. Like
Hey,
losing
to me
weight.
you are.
Oh, was that the metric? Who lost the most weight?
I think that's what it was based off of.
Okay.
Because again, I didn't necessarily know. I knew it was a transformation challenge, but I didn't know what the stakes were because again, I was.
It's
going
part of
in
your
for-
promote. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was promoting it, but yeah, they were giving away. I think it was like who lost the most weight and who gained the most muscle, and then they gave away checks for like each market. So I was like, damn.
So how many people were at this thing? Because it looked like everybody was having a good time.
It was a lot. It was, I'd say roughly maybe 50 to 75.
Wow.
And so that was just like the people that showed up.
Now, will you continue going there? Are they going to continue your endorsement?
They are, and I'm so happy. I'm happy because I did not want to stop going.
Right.
Now, I got these guns. Now it's like maintaining them.
Now he's got to load them.
It's summertime. I want to take this body for a spin. I want to see what it can do.
but that is the best possible endorsement you can give anybody is I don't want to stop doing this.
Yeah. He feels so good. He wants to keep going.
Well, because I kind of told them, I was like, even if y'all don't want to like endorse me anymore or me endorse you, I was like, can I just get a discount on the low? Like, I was like, hey, hook me up. Or
On the
something.
low.
I was like, on the low. Because I was like, I want to go. I still want to go. Like, it's an hour class. Like, I spend more time scrolling on, hell, I spend half that time on the toilet scrolling through Twitter or Instagram.
Yeah.
So why not put it to use?
You turned that squat into a more productive squat.
Correct. And I don't have the ring at the end. So, yeah.
Oh boy. Well, good for you. It looked like everybody's having fun, and it would be absurd to not have you continue to do their commercials.
Especially because I enjoy it. And I had a cute little outfit. Did you like my outfit?
I didn't notice that, but I just noticed that I kind of zipped through your Instagram stories and saw that there was a whole lot of neon there. So I'm like, either he's at some kind
that
of,
was the thing.
the Shrek rave has come back, or he's doing a thing there.
Yep. They had nice mocktails. So yeah, it was mocktails.
All right.
I was like, I don't even know how to make like a regular cocktail. So mocktails were great. The flavor, perfect.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, there you go.
I didn't do it obviously through Orangetheory, but I did several years ago one of those transformation challenges, but I found it on Facebook. So it was like this little gym in a strip mall. And
the little gym is for toddlers, right?
Oh, man, maybe that's where I went
That's
wrong.
why you were able to overpower all those children. You
I
were
thought
like
I was
Kramer
so
in the dojo.
fast.
Yeah, no, the little gym, they've got them all over.
Dang.
And that's why you were underneath the parachute. And
That makes
the whole
more
thing.
sense, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they were giving out, so their advertised was a free 8-week transformation challenge, right? So I go in and I'm like,
And you took them at their word.
Well, I go in and I'm like, I'd love to know more about this free 8-week. Well, your first workout's free. You can kind of see how this goes, blah, blah, blah. And what it is you had to set a goal weight at the beginning of it, right? So like I weigh 140 pounds. Say my goal weight was 125. If you don't hit your goal weight, so you paid the full 8 weeks, which was like $1,000. And if you don't hit your goal weight, they keep the money. If you do hit your goal weight, they give it back to you.
Yeah, of course.
That's how it's quote unquote free.
Well, that's
like,
how it's in the fine print, too.
Yeah, I was
If they
like-
were to tell you that, you'd spin around and walk right out the door.
Because essentially what they're saying is, we bet you $1,000 you won't do this.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, dude, that's insane.
But that's a great way to motivate people. Hey,
Yeah.
we bet, especially when there's $1,000 on the
Yeah.
line, that's a great way to motivate people.
Because it's like unlimited classes. They're like, you can come as much or as little as you want. We have, classes twice a day, 7 days a week. So you're
paying
come in,
someone to bully you.
Yeah, you can come in and use our, do any of our classes. You can work out 14 times a week if you want to.
But that's essentially how I lost weight. You bet me that I wouldn't lose the weight, or you said I owed you money. So
Yeah, but I'm not a business. I thought that was a crazy business model to come in and advertise this free transformation session. And then they're actually like, oh, you pay for it up front. And if
It's
you
genius.
do it.
It's genius.
Oh, well, I'm like, that's
Because
how
they're
they
not
end up
lying.
making all their money.
They're not lying about anything.
Right.
Oh,
I didn't
good for
do it.
them.
I went to the first free class and I was like, screw this, man. I know I'm not going to do it. Like, I know.
Mary's like, what if I give you $500 and I lose half the weight?
Right. Well, I could just set my goal weight at 4 pounds or whatever. I could be like, yeah, I want to
I'm
lose 4 pounds
165
into
right now. My goal weight is 159.
it. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Well, but they probably had a minimum goal weight you had to hit, too.
It was a percentage.
A percentage. There
Like
you
a
go.
percentage of what, I don't remember how much it was, but a certain percentage of what you weighed, you had to lose.
Alan, I recently had that skin removal surgery. I went from 420 to 170.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And the skin only weighed 9 pounds.
Wait. Oh, he lost weight from 420 to 170.
Correct.
Got it.
And this
No way to
can
know
weigh
how
9
much that
pounds.
is.
Okay.
And the removed skin was 9 pounds.
That's it?
That's a lot of almost 10 pounds of just skin.
I thought it would be like 50 pounds of skin.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's why they said only 9 pounds.
Well,
I don't
but
know.
that guy was also 700 pounds.
The guy that I played the clip from, yes.
So his
right.
would be a lot more than that, but still.
But
I
still,
guess
420 to 170, boy, that's
That's
incredible.
crazy.
impressive.
That's awesome.
There's no way to know how much weight you lost. But wow. Alan, is Poundcake willing to share his current weight?
Yeah, no, I gained weight. I gained muscle.
He's heavier now, but because of muscle.
I'm at 180.
So you gained 14 pounds.
In
Didn't
muscle.
he weigh 166?
I was well, that was like in December. So
Yeah, at the end of your Alan Cox Show challenge.
So
That's what I mean.
So I was 173, 174 when I
Yeah, because he kind of went hog
weighed.
wild after we.
I was going to say,
after he got the money.
your last weigh-in was 168 in December, and then when we came back on the 3rd of January, you were 175. So you said you're 180 now?
Yeah, I'm like
Okay, so
180 on the mark.
That's nothing. 5 pounds of muscle.
Excuse me.
I thought
That's
you went
nothing.
from...
Mary goes, that's nothing. All of your achievements, nothing is what that is.
I thought he gained 14 pounds of muscle, and I was like, dang,
Hey,
dude, you're
hey,
ripped.
Poundcake, you know this thing that we can literally measure? It's nothing. It's zero.
Whatever.
Mary, you're doing a good job talking to Poundcake like I talk to you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
Talk about
Rubbing off on me.
infectious.
You know,
You're rubbing off on Mary.
it was funny though because I could literally, even if I couldn't tell the difference, I can feel the difference because my one of the teachers there, one of the coaches, was watching me when I first started doing the squats. Like we were doing whatever exercise there, and I would do the squats, and my legs were all trembling. I was like, I can't do this. Face turning all red. Thought I was gonna pass out.
The very first endorsement I ever got when I came to WMMS was P90X. Do you remember P90X?
Oh, you're
Oh,
so
yeah.
old.
It's the old Tony Horton thing, right? Well, Gwen and I had already been doing it. So we were like at P35X or whatever it was. And I think I had mentioned on the air or something, and it just so happened they were starting to do some campaign. And so our marketing director at the time comes to me and goes, hey, do you want to do P90X? I go, yeah, I'm already doing it. They can pay me to continue doing it. I'm going to do it either way. But back then, they had to take shirtless pictures of me every week.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, boy, they couldn't do that now.
Oh,
I don't
no.
think there's any way they could. If they were like, oh, we're going to take shirtless pictures of Cody every week, I don't know that would even be part of the thing.
Well, if you agree to it.
You agree to it,
yeah.
but still, I just don't know that anybody would go, this is going to be part of our big campaign. Just how sensitive some people are about stuff.
Right.
But that was a good motivator, too.
Mary did say take before and after pictures, so I took before, and I will just say I don't know if you can achieve abs in 8 weeks. I don't know. People probably can, but that's probably, multiple. Like I was going 3 times a week, and I still don't have abs yet. So I don't know how many times.
Well, they're in there.
and how long
They're always in there.
Abs is mostly food.
Okay, well,
I mean, you have
Abs
to
are made in the kitchen. That's
you
what
have
they
to
say.
train them, but abs is like you got to be eating pretty clean if you want to see your abs.
oh, I'm trying. I'm working on it. I'm not gonna be good this week because it's St. Patrick's Day.
whatever you want. You're doing
I'm
great.
I'm just saying.
Oh, you are coming then?
Oh.
Or did you mean St. Patrick's Day in the royal sense?
in the royal sense.
Oh, he's still not, you son of a
Non-committal.
bitch. He's still not committing to Friday at the Clevelander.
If you want this bad bitch,
I'll be
she's
out
not
wilding
committed.
for St. Patty's Day. Maybe I'll stick my head in. I'll tell you what, day of, if we don't hear, day of, security. Keeping him from the establishment. I'm going to put your picture on every door at that place. I'm going to go, look at this guy.
Don't let him in.
That's right. He used to be fatter. This is what he looks like now.
Well, with my newly
Don't let
required
him in.
muscles, might have to put some hands to someone. I ain't yoked up a bitch in over a year.
Yeah. Well, that'll be the perfect time to return to form. Try to yoke one of the security guys at the Clevelander. That'll work out great.
These arms ain't just for tossing, they for slapping too. Let's go.
Oh, boy. Well, anyway.
That could be Cody's second country music hit. These arms are made for slapping. That's
Just what they'll do. They're not just made for fapping. They're also made for slapping.
One of these days I'm gonna
I'll
toss
fap
all
and
of
slap
my-
all over you. Oh, it's something to think about. Listen, country music is not hard to write. You get to work. You
you
can
see
really
it?
be onto something.
Did you see that thing I tagged you in on Instagram?
I don't-
On my story?
I don't know.
Oh, you're the worst. Because I said I literally tagged you and Brian, and I was like, the next time either of you get on my ass about country music, I want you to watch this video.
Oh, I
It's
did
this-
see that.
Yeah, it's this guy who's like, metal music has the best lyrics of any genre, and then it's literally like 11 different bands that are like, watch the world burn.
Right, yes,
like,
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So don't come at
Again,
me.
I'm not a lyrics guy. I'm not into metal for the lyrics, so they can say whatever they want. I don't care.
Sure.
By the way, 2 Hours to Midnight was a big hit on Saturday night.
Yeah,
yeah?
I listened to it for a little bit. I listened to about an hour of it on the actual radio. I tuned it in.
Yeah,
I had
it was
to
great.
make an antenna for my radio out of tinfoil so it actually would come in. But
You had to climb up on the roof and hook it up. and
Basically.
yeah, hanging out the window. I appreciate the effort.
But it was
a lot
cool
of fun
to listen to it.
Yeah.
It was not necessarily all my type of music, but there was some really good stuff.
Understood. It's not for
In there. But
everybody.
that's the whole idea. Is there's some stuff you might like, some stuff you might never have heard of.
Yep.
And starting off with Motorhead was perfect though.
Sure.
I
It's
like
for the
Motorhead.
underserved heavy metal community, my brothers and sisters in metal. I got to take a break here. If you want to send a text,